This is the A2A 182 sitting at Redding Airport in Northern California scenery, and at 5 o'clock I missed it. The hangar door is closed. Before 5 o'clock you see. Sorry about the delay, folks. Before 5 o'clock you see a bunch of helicopters inside the hangar. Okay, so I'm going to start the pre-flight. Okay, one thing I've been noticing, okay, I'm still paused. One thing I've been noticing is I've been putting the control lock on before I end the session, but it's not on when I first start the game. But as soon as I start to verify that the controls are free and independent, then suddenly the control lock pops on, like this. Like that. It's weird, but it's something I've been noticing with the A2A 182 at least, that the control lock doesn't always go on in the beginning of the session if you put it on at the end of the session. I'm not sure why, but anyway. I'm going to turn on track IR for the pre-flight. Shift 8 to bring up the pre-flight menu. Pitot tube cover, remove. Okay, I was on the wrong screen. Pitot cover, remove. Pilot's handbook operating. Pilot's handbook is in plane. And the cabin right now is warm and steady. I'm going to open up some windows and start cooling it down. My cabin is warm. Weight and balance, I've already checked that. Parking brake set, that's set. Control lock wheel, remove. Ignition switch is off. Mags are off. Avionics switch is off. Avionics switch is off. Battery master switch on. Pitot heat on. That's about where I like my trim for takeoff. Fuel quantity is good. Avionics master switch. Sorry, I already went to that. Okay, annunciator panels. Annunciator panel. All the lights are blinking, and when I release it, all the lights that should be on should stay on. Bits trim, oil pressure, low vacuum. Okay, they're all on. Static air is off. Alternate static air is off. Extend flaps. Fuel selector set to both. Cowl flaps open. Pitot heat off. Battery off. Okay, now I'm going to see if the pitot heat's working. It should be, if it's working, it'll be red. Okay, so the pitot heat tube is warm. That means that no ice will fit in the tube. Well, no ice will form in the tube. Next I check the baggage compartment. It's locked. Tail untied. No loose bolts or cotter pins. No loose bolts. No cotter pins are missing. Okay. Test the elevator trim. And it's set for where I set it in the cockpit. Testing the flats to make sure they don't jiggle too much, but they should jiggle somewhat. There should be some play. Flap tracks are good. Ailerons, no busted hinges. Right ailerons are good. Untie the left wing. The right wing, I mean. Check this tube, make sure it's clear. That's this tube right there I'm clearing. Wheel chocks off. No water in the fuel, that's good. Okay, the fuel reads commensurate with what I saw on the gauge. It's about 20 gallons per side. Check the static source. The vent is open slightly, I can see that. Check for water in this sump. There's 3 sumps on this plane, and you got to make sure there's no water in any of them, because water and fuel don't mix very well. Okay, propeller looks good, and it's got a nice sharp paint job on it. Airflow is clear. Oil's good. Fuel tanks are balanced. No water in the left tank. That's good. Wheel chocks off. Untie the left wing. Test the stall horn. No busted hinges. Left wing and right wing. Flaps are good. Flap tracks are good. And I have completed the external flight plan. Pre-flight, I mean. I'm just connecting Plan G now. Okay, check IR is back on for the start. Okay, let's take a look at the outside of the plane, just because it's so pretty. All right, master battery switch on. I'll turn the alternator switch on at the same time. Beacon on. It's daylight, so right now there's no need for nav lights. Cabin is still warm. It's 81 degrees out. So the windows open aren't helping much. Okay, beacon's been on long enough to warn people that we're starting the engine. Fuel pump on. And I watched the fuel flow for a rise when I put the mixture in. Fuel flow rose slightly. 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 4,000. Fuel pump off. Okay, just it's more of a flight sim thing, but I cycle the throttle fully, and then I crack it, just to make sure my throttle's reaching the full extent. Okay, so throttle's cracked, and now I start the engine. I'm going to start with the mixture full cut off, and then when it catches, I'll ease in the mixture, and I'll try to maintain 1,000 RPM. Okay, well, chances are it's something I did that why the engine's not starting. So let me check. Fuel is set to both. Fuel selector both. I may have flooded the engine by over priming it. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna wait 10 seconds. Then I'm gonna do one more start attempt. And if it doesn't start, I'm gonna initiate the procedure for a flooded engine. Yeah, I think the engine was slightly flooded. Okay, I'm going to put mixture to max. Accelerate to 1100 RPM. And then lean so that I'm 1,000 RPM. That's about the right technique for making sure you're not going to foul the plugs, but your fuel is getting enough. Your engine's getting enough fuel for cooling. You go to 1100 RPM, then you lean back for 1,000 RPM. Okay, master switch on.
Kilo Romeo Delta airport information Golf 2353 Zulu weather wind 176 at 9er visibility 10 sky condition ceiling 8,500 broken temperature 27 dew point 6 altimeter 29er 1 advise on initial contact. You have information Golf Kilo Romeo Delta airport information Golf 2353 Zulu weather wind 176 at 9er visibility 10 sky conditions.
Okay, so I'll be taking off on the, that's unusual, I'll be taking off on the reciprocal of the runway 34 instead of runway 34.
System test okay.
GPS is doing the self-tests. Okay, and now I'm gonna, I forgot the altimeter setting, 29 point something. I gotta listen to it again.
Romeo Delta airport information Hotel 2353 Zulu weather wind 176 at 9 visibility 10 sky condition ceiling 8,500 broken temperature 27 dew point 6 altimeter 2991 advise on initial
Oh, so the altimeter is set correctly.
Hotel Kilo Romeo Delta.
It's important to set the altimeter to barometric pressure, so oh, I have my heat on. I don't want that. I want full cabin air. Cowl flaps are open. Engine's warming up. Okay, so taxi light on. I'll be taxiing the runway. This is going to be interesting. I haven't taxied this runway very often. This may be the first time I ever had to take off on usually the active is 3-4. Raise the flaps.